YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Bays by Morales coming through with another haircut tutorial. Let's go. Okay, so we got the magic clips with the modded Andy's blade on it. That's the fade blade. And we're setting in our initial guideline. We set it in with the lever closed, and now we open up the lever. And we're going up about a ½ inch because we want this to stay mid to low tapered. That's why we did it. And we're just gonna keep playing with the lever until we erase all of the lines in between those two areas. Alright, now we got that number 2 magnetic guard. And what we're doing here is we're setting in our initial shape también. Considering we have the clipper in our hand, we want to go ahead and start setting our shape. I use this number 2. I don't always leave it for the end. For like the freehand shaping with the detachable, I use the number 2 guard because I'm gonna need that guard right there in the tapered area también. So while I have it out, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. See, that's me right there. I need it all right up in there. Hey, I want to take this time right here to send a shout out to Spider G with another dope beat, dog. Thank you, carnal, for real. You make all of these tutorials worth watching. Okay, so now that we got our shape and we got the highest guard that we're gonna use on the side end, then we come with that number 1, and we're going up about I'm gonna say through ½ inch. We're coming up about a ½ inch right there, and then once we start getting into that longer hair, we go with the corners. But we're really just trying to set a guideline in, just a ½ inch guideline. And we started with the lever all the way open, and then we went halfway, and then we closed with that number 1. Okay, so now we slapped on that 1.5 Andy's guard. I know a lot of people don't use it, but I feel like if you have the modded clipper and it doesn't open as much as the actual Andy's masters do, then I think you need it. You know, it's just like a wall guard, you know. So there's that 1.5 guard. I started with it open, and then I closed it. I don't do the middle when I have the 1.5 guard. Let me know in the comments below if you guys do that. So right here, this is the 0 guard. And Andy's, that's the equivalent of what a half guard and wall. And then we're using it open to take out all of the dark spots in the 1 or above, and closing it until we eventually get down to the skin area where we don't need it no more because it ain't gonna cut no more. You feel me? Alright, right here we got that number 2 double magnetic guard, and we're creating the shape. I like it. I like using a guard, the number 2 guard, like I said earlier. I like using it because it has comb, like the number 2, the teeth actually comb the hair for you, and then you can shape it a lot easier. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's anybody else's. If it is, leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys do that same thing right there, like that. Okay, so we slapped on that number 4. Now the reason I did that was because in this area, right, in the larger area in the back, I don't have to compress the fade so much. So I'm using that 4, actually pressing it against the scalp at the bottom and then gradually coming off. That way I know that that's what I have to eventually tie into. So I can use my entire system up to the number 4, and then I should be able to tie right into it like that. So I'm setting in the bald guideline with just the regular clipper, but it's the fade blade, so it cuts super close anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and set in the line with that, and I'm gonna shave it on this back because there's more area and I took off more hair. I didn't do it on the side is because I feel like I didn't need it. I took off very little hair on the low tapered, but back here I got some room, so I grabbed that Babyliss and went ahead and took care of that. And right here is all lever play. I've started with the lever open, and then I went up my guideline, which in this case is about a little over a ½ inch, not quite 3/4, so about 3/8 of an inch. And then I closed it all the way, brought it back down to my initial line, and then went halfway. You know, it's just working it back and forth, up and down until I'm happy with the results that I get right there, you know. Hey, so here I went with the 0 guard open for some reason. I don't know why I jumped to the 0 guard, because usually I would be at a 1 open, but I went with the 0 guard open, and then I went halfway. And then in those guidelines I like to fade down. When I have a guard on it, I tend to fade down all the time. Okay, so now we got the 1 open and we're going up another ½ inch. So theoretically it would have been like me having my 1 inch guideline with the 1 open. You feel me? So we're going halfway, and then we're closing it, trying to get right back into that 0 at the bottom. Alright, and just like the side, I have to go with the 1.5 because it is a modded clipper. It's nothing original about it really. And it's a Magic Clips. I just put a different case over the front of it and changed the blade on it. But so I feel like I need to use the 1.5, and that's what that one is there. You see, I checked my other side just to make sure that I'm gonna make everything symmetrical. I closed the lever all the way. I went up, set my guideline just like I did on the other side, and then I opened it up. And now I'm just fading in between them lines. So guidelines, they are what they're called. They're called guidelines for a reason. So what you're doing is you're setting yourself a parameter that you know you can't go past the line that you set in. And your lever on your clipper, if properly set up, has the potential to erase any lines that are left inside your parameters that you set. So if you set it open, you're gonna be, with your properly set up clippers, you theoretically should be able to eliminate any shadows in that guideline, those parameters, if that makes sense. So as long as you follow your system, set up your tools properly, you know, then you should be all right. Just follow your guidelines. So every now and then you see me like pretend like I'm about to throw the clipper. What I'm doing is I'm getting the hair off the teeth. Like a lot of hair, especially like when you have long hair like that, it wants to stick on the teeth, the moving blade, and it kind of clogs it up sometimes. So I just kind of flick it off of the clipper. All right, it's time for the lineup. I got them Babyliss Gold FXs. And I started from the middle and I worked my way over to my left, his right. And we're just lining them up. It's always like, I want to say uncomfortable or awkward. Yeah, awkward is a better word. It's always awkward when you're recording one of these haircuts, because you're trying so hard not to get in the way of the camera that like you contort your own body, like for real. Sometimes I be on my knees lining up just so that I don't get in the camera. It's crazy, but it's all for you guys. Hope you guys appreciate it. So I like to get different angles. I move the camera so you guys can get a different view. Those trimmers, they're set sharp, but they're set like you can use them on kids and adults, you know? So they're not too sharp, but you can see they do their thing. Alright, this is my favorite part about cutting black hair. Like you can create a shape just by like freestyling, you know, cutting off all the stragglers. Like I'm taking off a lot on this haircut because he wanted to come down. Like normally you wouldn't take off that much if you're just shaping it up, like just cleaning up the loose ends or whatever. But he specifically requested a lot off. That's why I'm taking off a lot. If I ever do another haircut tutorial on this kid, and it hasn't been a long time between his haircuts, then you'll see that I only take off like a quarter of an inch. But what I'm doing is taking off a lot. Like I think a total of 1.5 inches we took off of his hair on this. Alright, so there you go. There's the before. That's how the homie came looking to me. And there you go. there's the after. Let me know what you guys think. Did I hook them up or no? Thank you guys for watching again, and like I said, I'm gonna keep working at this, keep making better and better tutorials. Leave a comment down below and subscribe. Thank you.